different does this first practice feel compared to where you were a year ago?
It feels a lot different for me personally, just because I wasn't even able to practice this time last year. I was set over 4 weeks ago on my foot, so it's exciting. I guess my first real college practice from the start. So I think we're all excited to get out here.
A lot has been made about the strength and conditioning gains, not only the whole team, but you in particular. I mean, do you feel like a completely different player?
I think, yeah, to an extent. I mean, I feel like it's going to help me a lot just being, close to 240 pounds now. I've noticed just some things on the court. I'm able to play stronger. The game's a little bit easier for me, inside and out. I feel like we've done a good job as well as, not only adding muscle, but adding, some agility and things like that too. So.
How much was what you went through last year, kind of getting thrown in the fire a little bit, playing center a lot of games, kind of a wake-up call of, this offseason was big for you and able to bulk up?
No, it was, and I think it gave me a lot of good experience being able to play in that many games and just kind of go through that Big Ten schedule. And I just feel like, I've been talking to the guys some and, just guys like Glenn Watson and some of my roommates about, last year it kind of felt like my head was just spinning, and I feel like that was kind of the case for all us freshmen, but this year it's just a different feeling. You feel, kind of understand the offense better, understand the defense. I know coaches' tendencies, what they like to do, what they like to see, and things like that. So just feel better about the whole thing overall.
Did they give you extra meal money last year since you had to play smaller than those other guys?
I wish they would have, but no, I was same as everybody else.
How important is it in your mind to have a guy like Tai Webster, who's been through so much, and who played a huge role last year?
Yeah. No, it's definitely a big deal to have a guy like Tai Webster coming back who's played, for 3 years in a row now and has had a big role in this team and was part of that success, his freshman year. And it's good to have that kind of perspective and just a guy who's been through it all like he has. He can definitely, talk to the younger guys, some of the freshmen, and even us still about, just some different teaching points, things that come about during practices or games.
How much is it on your mind that, you lost two big scores? I mean, that scoring's got to come from somewhere now. How much is that on your mind?
I mean, yeah, I hope it comes from me or somebody. But it definitely is a big deal. Obviously, you lose that much production, but I don't know if we're overly worried about it. I mean, we got the team we got, so we got to do what we got to do. And I feel like, it could be more balanced this year, but I think that'll be a good thing. I think we have just a really good team overall, a lot of guys that are skilled and can play different positions, a lot of versatility. And I think it's a good thing.
Were you as happy as anyone with Jordy?
Yeah, I was his biggest fan. I think I did an article with you, but I was his biggest fan for sure. It's awesome. I definitely like being able to get out on the perimeter more, not having like, oh shit, I got to go bang at the 5 again. But no, he's a good player. I think he's going to help us a ton, obviously, and that's been one of the biggest things we've been missing as a true center, and he definitely is that in every sense of the word. So yeah, I'm excited for him and see what he can do.
Coach said there's going to be some more face-up opportunities offensively for you. Does that kind of get you charged up a little bit?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm definitely more comfortable out there. I feel like that's where I can, help the team the most. So it does definitely charge me up. I feel like I've worked on my game enough to where I can play out there offensively, and still got to do some work defensively. But I feel like that'll come, as we get in these practices here.
When you say out there, how far are we going? How far are you comfortable?
I mean, 30 feet. I don't know. Yeah, 30 feet. I feel pretty comfortable, almost anywhere out there. So,
okay.
I've played there throughout my entire, high school career, AAU as long as I can remember. So, I feel like I was more uncomfortable going back inside to an extent, I guess, last year. Yeah, than coming out. But no, I feel comfortable out there for sure.
Okay. It's kind of hard for the casual fan to understand when you don't have a true post.
Yeah.
That doesn't create work. The space on the outside is limited. Now that Jordy's going to be in there, can you kind of explain to people how much easier it's going to be maybe to get an open shot out on the perimeter?
Yeah, well, just they have to respect it so much, and they have to pack in their defense a little bit just to help. Maybe they got to double on him or do what they have to do defensively, scheme-wise, and then that opens up kickouts and lanes for us to even cut. Things like that, and then if the big man has to protect Jordy stepping up for a dunk, then the guards can get layups or get shots at the rim a little bit easier. Or even if they do decide to step up, he can dump it down to Jordy, and that's an easy finish for him. Obviously.
What are the main challenges for a big? I mean, he looks physically ready, but what is it? What else is there that a true freshman faces?
I would say the learning curve would be the biggest thing. You just got to learn what to expect, and it's another level. Obviously, like high major college basketball, going from high school to high major college basketball like this is just a huge learning curve, and how hard you have to play, and the speed of the game, and the physicality of the game. I would just say would be the biggest things besides him being physically ready.
When it comes to Gil, a lot of us haven't gotten a chance to see him. What can we expect out of him this year?
A scorer, a guy that can get a bucket anytime. Anton's a really good player. He's been working on his game a lot, his ball handling, his shooting, things like that. I know he's excited to get it going. Sitting out for years has got to be tough, so I thought he's pretty pumped for the upcoming year.
You mentioned the team that you have off season. It was eventful for you guys, obviously gaining players, losing Andrew. But what was that like for you guys, for the group that's still here? What was it like going through that off season?
I mean, it didn't affect us a ton just because we were kind of a core group before this. Like last year, we had 6 or 7 new guys come in, so it wasn't a huge deal for us. We stayed together. We feel fine with where we're at, and just adding those new guys, I feel like we got some good pieces and some guys that fit in really well.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you.